Hello folks, I am back with some product reviews or some upgrades I did to a couple of my firearms. I just wanted to show you a couple of the products with it. And earlier you saw in the teaser video, uh, it was after I shot my Springfield Armory TRP with the full rail. And I'm going to show clear on this real quickly. And here it is. I want everybody to know it's clear and safe and to talk about. And I shot this earlier today, and I really had a good time with it. I think I mentioned in a previous review on this. I bought this as a used firearm, and it is really impressive. I only have two firearms that are used that really impressed me, and it's this one and the Dan Wesson Guardian. But this one is very impressive. The only thing I changed on this is if you look at the slide release or slide lock, as you notice, as you see here, this is extended. I got this extended slide release from Wilson Combat, and I usually use their products for slide releases as well as magazines. So I'm all about the Wilson Combat parts for 1911s or uh, Beretta 92 parts. So I'm really up on those particular products. So this is just one of the products I upgraded. I upgraded this, and I'm going to show you some other upgrades that I did to my firearms with different products. And one is going to be here. It is, and this is not a Legion. So this was something I kind of that I created. This is originally a X5, showing clear on that as well. This is originally a X5, and what I did was I bought the tungsten um, grip on here, and of course I added the Sig Romeo 1 red dot, and I just this is the original slide because you know the other ones were a polymer grip, and I just placed this on here. But what I wanted to show you was the newest upgrade that I did to it. Take this magazine out, and what you see here, I ordered this from Sig. With this particular spring right here, it causes a little bit of a problem with lockup after when you rack the slide or something like that, or you might get a delay when you shoot, and then somehow the slide starts to lurch forward. And that has been a growing complaint among people who have either the P320s, certain P320s had that issue, or in this case with the X5, that it wouldn't go into full battery properly. So what I did was I also have the Legion, so I just wanted this to be comparable to the Legion. That's why I had the tungsten grip here. One of the things that I wanted to do was change the spring out, and to get this like the regular Legion. So I'm going to pull this back and show you what I did here. This is actually the same spring assembly setup as the Legion. One cool thing about these this spring setup here, when you buy the pack from Sig right here, it comes with the full length steel guide rod as well as two springs. Now this spring in here is going to be the red spring, and the reason why it comes with two springs is the red spring is going to be 12 pounds. Now the 12-pound one I find works better for me anyway with 115 grain 9mm ammo. This spring here, this is what they call the purple spring. The purple spring is good for if you're going to use 124 grain. So depending on what ammo you're using, you're going to have to experiment on the reliability of your firearm with whatever spring setup. It's similar. It reminds me similar to what the FM 509. It comes with two springs. You could use one for 115 or 124, or if you're comping the firearm or suppressing it. So this is the kind of similar setup. So that's why I put this particular spring in here so it can feed reliable with 115, because all not all 115 grain ammo functions and functions properly. You have to play around with certain weights or whatever type of firearm, and that's true with most firearms. But at least they give you that option. And here are the directions on here. It shows you what is what. And like I got this from SIG directly. What I do is call them, explain the situation, and then they'll mail this out. So that's what I pretty much do. And yes, now that I have this firearm back together, like I said, it does come with the two springs as well as the guide rod. Last but not least, is here's a firearm that I use with three different little upgrades that I've done. Let's start with the easiest upgrade on here. This is going to be, sorry for the camera shaking. I want to show clear right away because uh, it's a little bit hard to maneuver, but you have to trust me on it. It is clear. And I just want to know that, let everybody know I don't use any live ammo on my videos. And I'll talk about that a little bit in a moment because I'm going to show you what I use for ammo in this, but the ammo will be boxed and will be safe. Right now, what you see on the outside here, this is the Tacstar Industries, and this is model 1081029. And this is what you can use to hold your shells in here. Well, it's easy to install. So I'm gonna flip this over. All you have to do is you take out the original screw that Mossberg does that is already installed, and you put in the longer screw and screw it through here, and it goes in right here to secure firmly. And then there is also a area where you punch out uh, this area here so you can install that properly, and so there was no movement. It gives you a nice little Picatinny rail in case you want to put an optic. Some I see people that do have optics on here, and for them it works very well. I haven't tried putting an optic on it. I might try it, but in most cases with this this shotgun, this is, you probably won't need an optic, but it's always good to have a reference point real quick. One of the other upgrades that I did, and this is thanks to somebody, and I'm sorry I don't have his name, and because I want to give him the credit for it. Uh, he, I was talking about the Mossberg 590 Shockwave and how some people are having issues with getting cut right here with the safety. So a lot of people when they're holding this, especially new shooters, they're holding this and it gets in and it cuts them right here. And one of the things that this guy that emailed me, he said, "Look, oh, here's a suggestion." He said, "Why don't you use what they call the Pachmyer tactical grip glove?" And if you remember, if some of you are old enough to remember, when Glock first came out, they didn't have those finger grooves. Well, Pachmyer and Hogue came out with kind of like a sleeve that um, went on to the receiver of the firearm. So this is no different from what they did with the Shockwave in this case, because of this bird's head. Grip here is so smooth. It is a little slippery, especially if your hands get wet or if your hands are sweaty. And sometimes your grip can slip and maybe you will cut your hand at that point in that area. So what it is it's a rubberized grip that all you have to do is slip over this. You don't have to take it apart or anything like that. You just slip it over. It's going to be a little bit of a tug and pull. You don't have to heat anything or do anything like that. Just have a little patience. Don't pull too hard so you won't rip it. And as you see, I don't know if you can see this little hump here. This hump right here enables you to grip this properly, and you can fire this and you won't have to worry about a lot of slippage. And this is the box that it comes in. I got this off of Amazon, and it's at a very decent price. It's for, as you see here, it's for the Mossberg Shockwave and the Remington TAC 14. And it's very simple, easy to put on, and it'll take you probably less than 15 minutes. Another upgrade to this, what I did was I'm going to let this down. I did show clear on this earlier. Another upgrade, and I'm going to pause the camera because I'm going to do this real quickly. Okay, I'm going to resume this now. Sorry about that. A lot of times people will want to use mini shells. Mini shells in a shotgun offers less recoil than the full 2 3/4 shells that go into the shotgun. And also, most shotguns have the capacity of 5 rounds. Now, if you use mini shells, such as these, I'm going to take one out. And like I said, I do not like to have live ammo on my videos. And this is what a mini shell looks like. And it's very, very compact. I'm going to see if I can zoom this in a little more. It's a little bit more compact than your regular shotgun shells. So it would be this length. What these do are, it does the same thing as a regular shotgun shell. What it will do is, since it's smaller, it gives a lighter recoil for those, especially with this firearm because of the size of this firearm. It gives a lighter recoil, but it still gives that same punch with that firearm. Still same punch as the 12 gauge. And the thing about it is, on a majority of the shotguns that are on the market, many shells can fit in here with no problem. But unfortunately, with the Mossberg, I believe 500 and 590 series, which it states right here on the box, this is called the I believe they pronounce that OPSOL mini clip. Now, the OPSOL mini clip is an adapter, and as you see the price there, but it is an adapter that goes on here. And as you see, it's the Mossberg 500, 590, 590A1, as well as the Maverick 88 models. So what you want to do is install this little rubberized piece. It works as an adapter. You put it right in here, and there's a little lip here where it connects in, and there's where it would hook in at right here. I'm not sure if you can see that real well. So it would hook in right in there. So that's where this little piece would go, and it will hook in. Now, I'm not going to install that. YouTube has a issue with what they call modifications with firearms. So I'm just showing you that for purposes for the video. Other than that, these are the upgrades that I wanted to show you on these particular firearms. I hope this is helpful to someone, and hope I will try to do some other product reviews or whatnot. And unfortunately, I'm unable to do some real live shooting. I will be working on that shortly. And all I have to say is stay safe, happy shooting, #2A.